Well, this is going to be a very interesting conversation. For some, it will be hard to comprehend. A victim of the Bondi terror attack is offering his forgiveness this morning. Yakov Tetleroyd suffered serious injuries after being shot. His father, Boris, was killed. 2 months on, he says he needs to let go of his anger and forgive. And he's doing so with the help of Danny Abdullah, who lost his 3 children and niece after they were killed by a drunk driver. Danny and his wife Layla made the decision to forgive the driver responsible. They created the I Forgive Foundation. And now Yakov, who suffered unimaginable loss during the Bondi attack, wants to do the same.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ben.
Boris was 68 years old. He would have been having a birthday next month.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. He was still very, very young.
Can you give us some sense of where you were and what happened on that day?
So where I was on Bondi Beach at the Chanukah event, and I was by the hot dog stand. I had just bought a few hot dogs and for myself and a friend, and we were just standing there chatting and eating and drinking, and that's what we were doing. We were just having a conversation, and then it happened. Yeah.
How far away was your father?
I spoke to him about probably like 5 minutes before I was shot. I had a conversation with him, and then he went off to speak with other people, and that was the last time I saw him.
When the gunshots rang out, you'd be thinking about Dad. Apart from, hang on a moment, I've been shot here. Can you take me through that? Because it must feel like it all happened so quickly. I don't know whether you're able to kind of break it down, but can you give me a sense of at what stage you were shot? Were you able to run towards your dad? Did you have any idea where he was or what had happened to him?
No, I was shot before my father. So, and once I was shot, I just got out of there. That was my instinct, just to get out of there. And basically, I made my way up to North Bondi. I was shot and I was bleeding heavily, very heavily. And thank God there were people who administered life-saving first aid to me there by Speedo's Cafe. And they saved my life. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly the timeline, but my father was shot maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I was. Yeah. And I wasn't aware that he was actually, until about 3 days later, I wasn't aware he was... he had been murdered. Yeah.
You found out 3 days later that your dad
was dead. I was in an induced coma for about 2 days, and then when I came out of the coma, I just asked my mum what happened to Dad, and she told me.
I'm looking into your eyes. I can't imagine what you've been through already, let alone what you're about to do, and that is to offer forgiveness to the 2 people who killed your dad and killed many others on that day. Why are you doing this?
I don't know. In inverted commas, it's a selfish thing. It's more about me than what it is about the terrorists. It's about letting go of anger, rage, and resentment. What benefit is there to myself or to anybody else if I carry their guilt around with me, And like I said in another interview that, it does, I don't believe, it might do something for them, I don't know, but it does everything for me. It just helps me to be able to move on with my life and to write the next chapter.
You've forgiven them?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have with a full heart.
The man sitting next to you, Danny Abdullah, can you tell me the impact that he's had on you in your path towards forgiveness?
I guess in this very difficult time, I found a friend. I found a friend in Danny, and we were just talking, and he's a really wonderful person. He's what I would call a mensch. He's just a decent human being, and in this difficult time, I found a friend in Danny, and he's been through some very serious challenges and trauma, and he's and we found some things that we have in common, and forgiveness, and we have a lot in common, and a lot of what his beliefs resonate with me as well, and yeah, it's just a friendship. For a lifetime friendship, I think.
The man you're listening to is Yakov Tetleroyd. He's a survivor of the Bondi Beach terror attack, and his father, Boris, 68 years of age, was shot and killed in that terror attack. He's been inspired by Danny Abdullah. And Danny, what do you make of the bloke sitting next to you?
Look, Yakov forgave before I met him, and I reached out, and so necessarily he made the choice of forgiveness, and that's it. Look, grief is grief. It's already painful enough. To hold bitterness and anger, it doesn't make it any better. And I asked him why would you forgive, and he said the same thing. And I understand it's something that you do for yourself. When I forgave Sam at the time, I didn't think he was going to respond that way, in the way he's responded. But I done it to protect my family, to protect my wife, to protect my kids, and he understands the whole concept behind it.
You know, a lot of outsiders struggle with this, Danny, and we see that whenever we talk to you about this. We see it on our emails and text line. I mean, don't get me wrong, by and large, the majority of people say what an incredible human being, and they're so impressed by it, but you're always going to have people who say, I just don't understand it. Can you reassure those people that this is as much about helping Yaakov as anything else?
Look, Yaakov made a choice for the greater good of himself and the greater good of his family. Forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. If we had to follow our feelings, I would never forgive. I'd be a mess emotionally. But it's like a discipline that you need to do, because you understand that if you make that choice today, there's a greater good tomorrow. Doesn't relieve you from the grief or the sorrow that you experience, but what it does do, it helps you look at the future in a better light.
You would have seen many people who've decided to forgive off the back of the movement that you started?
Yeah, we've had a lot of stories, Layla and I, about forgiveness, and they get it now. It's like the pennies dropped. I understand now why to do it. Obviously, faith plays a massive role, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Christian or Muslim, but the science behind it works, and it's an act you do for yourself.
Yaakov is sitting here in the studio, and I'm looking at you still carrying your injuries. Can you just describe what the road to recovery is going to be like for you, because you've got your arm in a sling?
Okay, so it's a good question. What does the road to recovery look like? It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not something that you wake up one morning and you're all good. It's gonna take time. And it's in regards to time frames, it's I don't know, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months. There's gonna be some rehabilitation, and I have to get the flexibility back into my elbow. I have to, some awkward positions are difficult for me. And
mentally, it's going to be staying in your head forever. And can you tell me just a little bit about Boris? What kind of human being was your dad?
My dad was a mensch. My dad was a decent human being, and he was a proud Jew. And he was just the light of my life. He was just a gentle, soft man. He was a wonderful man, and I miss him very dearly. And I have him. I believe he's in a good place. I believe now, but he was everything to me.
What would he make of your decision to forgive?
I think he always respected my choices, my good choices in life. He valued the path that I had, the direction that I had taken in my life, and I think he would be supportive.
I think he'd be very proud of you.
I think he'd be very proud of you as well. Yaakov, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm so sorry what you've been through.
Thank you.
And as always, Danny Abdullah, we're so impressed with what you've created, and I encourage people to go and learn more by looking up the I Forgive Foundation. To both of you, thank you so much for coming in the studio this morning.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
There is Danny Abdullah, God bless you as well, and Yaakov Tetleroyd, and look up the website, I Forgive.